I'm Scott Campbell, marketing mentor to coaches and creator of the Marketing Intensive program specifically for coaches. Now, I did a video a couple of weeks ago around how your content should be completely connected to your higher-end product, and that way your content turns people into clients. So a lot of people doing a lot of content but not turning them into leads or clients. And a lot of questions come back from that, and I've got to come to the whiteboard to get you to understand it. A lot of people ask the question of, if I do content for free that's connected to my program, how do I then charge people for that same content within my program? And the way around that is understanding what content versus context is. If you understand this, it becomes very easy. So over here, we have content, and putting out content for free, obviously, because it's doing it on YouTube or Facebook or wherever you're doing it, LinkedIn, and then charging people, a high-end program to have it contextual. And the difference is the content. It can be the same information. So to give you a real example of how this works out, if you can have a program, so I can have, let's just say, in the Marketing Intensive program, very much work off a call like 3x3 formula in terms of strategizing your content. Now, in the program, the reason why it costs that amount of money to join the program, and it's not a cheap program. Yes, I have a crazy pricing structure on it where you only pay 5% and then the rest is not paid for 6 months and on, depending on if you get a certain amount of level results. But it's still a high-end program. Okay. Now, the difference between us in that 3x3 formula, in the high-end program, we're working on it specifically. I'm specifically working with you specifically around wording, around how we set it up, the whole journey before and after, all the funnels, all the sort of stuff that makes it all work. And we go into that into real detail to make sure that works. And that's literally we'll go over 16 weeks to go through that whole context issue in it. Now, when I come all the way back to how can I give that away in content that's completely related to that? Well, with the content for free, I can just tell people what the 3x3 formula is. And yes, you'll get people that will look at your content and go, I can try that myself. Or I understand that enough, I can go, that's a great bit of information. I don't need to go in this program because I just realized what I'm missing. But that will be one in 100, I think it's 1% of 1% that will do that. Okay. So when you look at that, most people look and go, well, that's really interesting, but I need to know how to implement that properly. And that gets them interested in your thing. And then as you work with people, and it might be different levels. So as you go up and work with people and you go along from here, so content is free. And then as you go up this way, the fees get more expensive, if you like, to get the more contextual element of that. So if you look at it at junction points, it might be at this junction point, you might just pay a small amount to go on a workshop, for example. So you might have a workshop. So in that 3x3 formula, in the workshop, so at 0, I'm telling people what the 3x3 formula is, just telling people. That is great content in itself because I get an understanding of, yeah, that's interesting because I get it now. And it also showcases your expertise and you know what you're talking about, and you've got a framework to go by that's going to get them the result and the objective they need. And it might be that your first stage is a workshop, and in that workshop I can just go pick one. These are one of the steps we're going to work out particularly. We're going to look at this one step on its own, and you've got to go away and implement it and go and deal with it. But I'll give you the overview in a lot more detail on one of these steps. So at this point here, then they get a little bit more context. So you can see, so up this from this ladder all the way here, you get a little bit of context. Now it might be the next stage is, right, you enjoyed that. Now, if you come to the next group program where we're going to look a lot more detail at the whole 3x3 formula, but it's going to be done in large groups. So this might be where you've got these programs where there's 30, 40, 50 people that are joining them at one time, and you're getting a workbook, you're getting, you go to a webinar, you get to a workbook, you go away and you complete your stuff yourself within your small groups. Okay, so that way you're going to let more context. And then you've got the being round, like we have the market intensive, where it's a maximum of 6 to 8 people at any one time over a 6-month period, when we're working deep diving on every single element of that 3x3 formula. And that's the context. So it's the same, one way of looking at it, it's the same product between going, that's the 3x3 formula, that's the 3x3 formula. But here at Zero, you're just telling people about it. And as you work up, and they're spending more money with you, and you've got different programs and different courses, they get a much more contextual, and that contextual is working with someone. So for example, you could read a book, right? You could read a book, and it will cost you, so you can watch a video about a book, about a system process, and the video will be for free. The book will be, let's say, £15. Okay, so you pay £15 for the book to get to this element where you get a lot more detail about the actual process of the system. Then from there, you think about the book that will tell you the whole process from inside to out. And actually, if you want to go on a course with the author to actually work on it specifically with you contextually, it costs thousands of pounds. And that's the difference between content and context. And what it does, it allows you to give much better content out initially, understanding you're just telling people about it, and don't go into solution mode at this content point. The key here is content versus context. They're different. And the differences between content, it's free, context, people will pay a lot of money to get the contextual element to work with them one-to-one. Hope you found this valuable. As always, if you want to go to successraw.co.uk, wherever you're watching this video, you'll see a link in there. I invite you to watch a video. There's a video in there that talks about the 3 breakthroughs that Ruth got that really turned her struggling coaching business into a very successful coaching business. So go to successraw.co.uk. You'll see it up on there. It'd be great. And if you want more details about the Marketing Intensive program, then absolutely get in touch or go to the website. There'll be details there. So hi, I hope you enjoyed that video, giving you the difference between content and context. And remember, it's all about just telling people, not going into solution mode. If you found it valuable, then obviously please like and share this video. So if you're on YouTube, then subscribe to the channel to get more videos like this. But equally, go over to successraw.co.uk, because there's a video on there that I think you'll enjoy. If you haven't watched it already, it's a video of Ruth, how she got 3 breakthroughs that really transformed her struggling coaching business into an absolutely cracking, thriving business, and all within the lockdown period that we had. So I'd invite you to go and watch that video. It's a bit longer, it's about 20 minutes, but it goes into some great detail around some real 3 breakthroughs that will give you a real good insight into how to create a great coaching business in this current environment that we're in.